we're going to talk about what happens if your forecast doesn't work right and you think is a problem with one of your FBA shipments. So we have a feature called Reconcile that I'm going to be briefly touching on. Now, I do not want to get too far into this. You can watch some other videos that we have on Reconcile. We're just trying to get you set up and rolling. So we have a feature called Reconcile. It's essentially we're trying to tell the system when a shipment is going to arrive. If we have FBA shipments, when is that shipment actually going to arrive and be received at Amazon? So when you set up your account, everything in your account is going to be set to Reconcile one-time shipment. So that's a Reconcile status. And what that basically means is that we do not have any purchase orders or any transfer orders, we call them work orders, to attach them to. We are just trying to get to square one. We're not trying to connect the dots on anything. We're just trying to let the system know when these items are going to arrive. So everything is going to be pegged as Reconcile one-time shipment. All right, so when something is reconciled as a one-time shipment, what does that mean? All right, so we have an item that is reconciled as a one-time shipment here in this product. We will scroll down and we will find it. All right, so look at all those FBA shipments. These are all reconciled as one-time shipments. And they are reconciled as one-time shipments. Let's see. Reconciled as one-time shipments here. These 3 shipments. They're in shipped status. In shipped status, when you reconcile something as a one-time shipment, we are going to be moving that shipment inside of your forecast based on the Amazon status, right? So if the Amazon status is working, we are not going to show it on the timeline at all because we don't know what you're doing with that particular FBA shipment. You may cancel it, you may use it months later, we are not sure. So we do not want to thrust it into your forecast. But when you reconcile something as a one-time shipment, we're going to recognize the Amazon status, and we've created a set of rules. And the set of rules goes like this. If a shipment is in Amazon status shipped, that means that you've moved it out of working status. What we do in our timeline is when something is marked as shipped, we're going to put it 20 days out. So today is September 3rd. That means September 23rd is when those shipments are going to show up. And they're going to stay 20 days out until the status changes. The next status that we have is in transit. When an item gets moved to in transit, it's no longer going to be 20 days out. It is going to be 10 days out. So it's going to be shown as arriving here because we can tell from the software can tell that there's some movement. The packages have actually moved. At least one of the packages in the shipment has moved in the shipment process. So it'll be 10 days out. Now these statuses here. Delivered, checked in, receiving. When you have items that are delivered and checked in and receiving, the shipment is going to move here. So instead of being all the way down here, your shipment is going to move to tomorrow. Today's the 3rd, it'll show in the 4th. It's going to stay in tomorrow until it actually gets fully checked in. So it's going to continually update your reserved inventory. The items will move into reserved, which means they're either processing or they're being transferred. So that means that you've sent all of your shipments to one warehouse and now Amazon is dispersing them throughout the country, throughout, the European Union, wherever you're shipping to, they're dispersing them to the various warehouses and reserved. Once it's fully checked in and available, it'll show up in this column. So you'll have items here and you'll have items here. Now, let me give you an example of that. Let's see. All right. I believe we have an example here. If we open this one up, we can see, here we go. So we can see that a shipment is showing as arriving the next day. You can see that there are 2 FBA shipments that have been partially checked in. So let's go FBA 611. So we can actually see if we can find that. Here. So these are reconciled as one-time shipments. And if we scroll over, we can see that there are shipments that are partially checked in. These are partially checked in. It hasn't been closed yet, so there's nothing marked as missing. But these 2 shipments have some of their items checked in and some not. So what you're going to see is you're going to see the difference. The difference in those 2 shipments. 48 and 23 units have not been checked in. So those will be hovering here until Amazon finally closes this out. And then when it continues to check in, these units will increase, and then eventually these units will increase till it's fully checked in, and these are diminished to 0, and this disappears. So where we get into some trouble is perhaps if you've got items that are saying they are going to arrive when you know they're not, or perhaps items that are going to arrive later or earlier than you want them to. And in that case, you want to change the reconcile. So let's take this for an example. Let's take one of these items where we know, for example, we say, okay, this is actually all that I shipped. The rest is not going to arrive. I actually want to cancel that. So what you would do is you would come in, again, orders, under orders to shipments. You would find the shipment that you want to fix and select the Unreconcile button. And again, watch my other video to learn more about reconciling, but you're going to see that you've got this reconcile required. So you scroll and you see it's red. Now you click on it and you're going to tell me what you want to have happen. So you say, where did it come from? We say, well, it came from our warehouse. Or you can say it came from the supplier. We'll just say it came from the warehouse. And we want to create a new work order, right? So we say, okay, so what we're saying is we have a, we'll just say test. We say, when did I ship this out of my warehouse? I shipped it on the 1st. How long does it take? And we say, okay, well, I think it takes from my warehouse to Amazon. I think it takes, what was that, 9 days. Okay. And you just mark the shipments. And you show exactly what is happening, right? You can see. And you can basically list out what's happening. So it's taking 9 days. So we're saying we're confirming this. And then we're going to say, okay, these units are actually not arriving. So we're going to plug in these units and show how many are actually arriving. So they go, what is going to happen to this 48 units? And you say, that was a mistake. I did not want to do that. And you will confirm that. And it will be removed. And that's as simple as that. That's how you update your inventory to properly depict what is happening. To properly depict what is happening. And you will see that it has been removed from, oops, that's wrong. Sorry. you will see that it's been removed. So now we only have this 23 and we have to do something with that. But that is how you are able to adjust using the reconcile feature to unreconcile and re-reconcile any of the shipments that don't look right. Now, if it's a couple of days difference, I would say don't spend the time. It really isn't worth the amount of time that it would take you to do that. But if it's significantly different and it's affecting your ordering or it's affecting your forecasting or prediction, it's definitely worth it to take some time and to unreconcile so that you get an accurate count. I hope this video was helpful. Again, check out my other videos that cover reconcile. You can always look in the help for answers. You can search here. If you type reconcile, you'll be able to see here, reconcile shipments deep dive, and that will help you out immensely. All right, thanks so much, and hope this helped.